Hey everybody, it's been a long time since the last time I did a vlog. Easily 3 years, I think. I'm not entirely sure why I stopped doing them. I think I was just going through some transitions and I didn't really know what to do vlogs about. I felt kind of silly just sitting here talking about that nobody really cared about it, I didn't think, so just thought I might do a fun one, just for the heck of it. I want to talk about the last 2 chapters of Naruto. I've had enough time to think about it and to let, the waters calm and stuff like that, that I feel like I could sensibly and calmly give my opinion about it. First of all, I understand that Kishimoto is the creator and he can do it however he wants. I have no disagreement with that whatsoever. I also know that creators are heavily pressured by editors. I totally understand that. So how much control he has might be limited in some respects, and I also understand that he may have been rushed to finish the ending. Maybe he thought he had more time than he originally did. Taking all of that into account, I'm not gonna get on the case of anything that just seemed to jump too far, why did the transition from this point to that point. Case in point would be Choji and the woman he ends up marrying and having a child with. Love the kid, she's cute, she's funny, she's sassy, and all that kind of stuff. Like Choji and that woman, I have no idea where that came from. So it's stuff like that I'm not gonna go into because it's all about time jumping, I'm sure. So one of the things was I did not like how Sasuke was pardoned from all the crimes that he committed. He was an evil character. At first, before the Shippuden, he was kind of an anti-hero. He was kind of a reluctant hero. He was angsty. He had a chip on his shoulder, but he was still essentially the good guy. He still wanted to do the right thing, ultimately. And then he leaves to join forces with Orochimaru for his own gain and his own skill up to level up with him, and became entirely selfish and evil. He became evil. And I understand the whole Uchiha love sickness thing. I got that. I understand. That still doesn't pardon that the guy has a mental illness that caused him to do horrible things. And the fact that the whole village was like, nah, it's cool. Kakashi's like, well, I hope you understand the only reason why you're pardoned right now is because I'm Hokage and Naruto is the savior of all the universe, is, speaking on your behalf. And he's like, yeah, sorry about that. It's like, people died because of your actions and suffered and all of this stuff, and we're just okay with it. I felt his redemption was pretty weak, and he's just pardoned. Like, what? No, I don't. I think how I would have preferred it had ended was, and I'm sure people who love Sasuke is going to be upset by me saying this, I kind of wish that Sasuke used the Rinnegan to use the resurrection technique, so Neji could have come back to life, and Shikamaru and Ino's fathers could go back to life too. I honestly think that Oba died in the intelligence quarter when that exploded, because we see him meeting up with Ino's father with his team, which would imply that he was possibly there, unless it shows him somewhere else and I just don't remember it. I understand that using the Rinnegan would have resulted in Sasuke dying, but I think that would have been very good redemption for the things that he had done. It would actually make me respect him as a character, whereas I didn't before. Again, it's just my opinion. I don't care enough to argue about it. I'm mentioning it in a vlog, but that's about as far as I'd go. So the other thing about the last 2 chapters that really kind of confused me a great deal, and I know a lot of you know that I'm a big fan of Maito Guy. Well, he suffers this serious injury. I understand that Guy shouldn't be alive. I totally understand that. And I'm not downplaying his amazing feat at all. I'm not saying he's not a hero. I'm not trying to simplify anything that he did. But what I don't understand is, how is it that Tsunade can be split in 2 and returned whole? Limbs can be regrown. Sasuke's sucking chest wound was melded back in a matter of seconds. And they don't seem to have the medical capability of repairing Guy's body? I can see them growing back his foot if that really did, waste away like it seems to have, and Naruto didn't restore it. But they can do so much more, so why can't he be healed? That just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand. Kakashi loses an eye and boop, it's back. Naruto creates organs out of nothing instantly, and guy's spine can't be repaired. I don't understand. I don't understand. You know, I realized that Kishi probably didn't think Guy was an important enough character to explain why he was in a wheelchair at the end. Maybe Guy chose to be that way. Maybe he's like, nah, I'm good. You know, I want to live my life like this because I took it for granted or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't understand why they couldn't heal him. You know, it didn't make any sense to me. So the last chapter, it has to do with Sasuke again. I don't have any shipping wars. I don't give a rat's ass about who is paired with who. I don't care. I really don't. I am disappointed that Sasuke was paired with Sakura. I'm disappointed he was paired with anybody because, quite frankly, I don't think he deserves anybody. I think Sakura is too good for him. By far. I think Ino, I think Karen, I think they're all too good for him. So, what, he marries Sakura and has a kid? And then he proceeds to leave? And he's away all the time? I mean, we don't know that. He might be on a mission. He might be, you know, going to the store for milk. I don't know. But you kind of get the sense from Sarada's dialogue that he's not around that often. Isn't that exactly the problem he had with his parents? Was that they're gone? That they've been killed? And weren't a part of his life? And so what does he do? He leaves his kid behind, you know, and comes back and smacks Sakura on the ass and thanks her for having a clean house and goes back off and gets all twitchy and whatever. I don't know. He treated girls horribly. He used them. He pushed them around, and when he didn't see any use for them, he tried to murder them. And these girls just continue to fawn all over him. It's like they got some sort of psychosis where they feel sorry for him because he's broken and they want to fix him. And so it's like this whole people who fall in love with prisoners. And I didn't think that Kishimoto thought that one through at all. Is this the type of guy you'd want your daughter to date and get married to? I mean, no. But that was a problem that I had with his character and with the girls through the whole season. I mean, women are peripheral in Naruto, and I understand it's a shonen. I got it. But it's the 21st century, for Christ's sakes. Why is it in Naruto it always takes two women to bring down one guy? I think he's just very old-fashioned. Like that, I guess. I don't know. In the end, when it comes to all the pairings, okay, you know, I think it's adorable that Sai and Ino hooked up. I think it's kind of sad in that I feel like Sai was sloppy seconds because Ino couldn't get Sasuke, so she gets the guy who looks just like him, who's emotionally bankrupt. But I think it's adorable that Sai has learned to care about other people, or at least pretend that he does. You know, maybe he's healed, maybe he's growing, maybe he's becoming less of a robot and having emotions and feelings and things. And that's great, you know, good for him. And Naruto with Bolt, he's doing the exact same thing that his father did. He's defacing Hokage Mountain because he wants more attention from his father. Well, that's the exact same thing that Naruto did. I understand the whole apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but both of his parents are still alive, and he still wants his father's attention, and you're not giving it to him, or at least not enough. And so he's calling out to you and saying, hey, I want more attention. His dad, Naruto, basically just says, I'm Hokage now, and this is the way it is, so suck it up, son. Naruto never changed the Hyuga house. At least as far as we know, he never did. Maybe he does it in the movie. I don't know. The other thing I don't really understand is, for one, what happened to the women? I mean, Christ's sakes, what are they all going out to the beach for 12 hours a day and their skin is just melting off of them? Like, holy shit, they aged so much in that time. They're like, what, in their 40s? That's not the end of their life, for crying out loud. They're not elderly, but they're drawn that way. Like Kurenai, she's got these frown marks on the side of her mouth. Why was that necessary to put that on there? I understand she's supposed to be older and time has passed, but she was always beautiful, she was always youthful. He's just implying she let herself go. I mean, you know, there were other women who were that age in the story, and they didn't look that old. I mean, Shikamaru's mother, when he was that age and she was that age, she didn't look like that. And Anko's fat. I mean, why? I'm not saying that being fat's wrong, but I don't understand why? Why did she have to become fat? What's the reason? You know, I understand she loves sweets, and I get the sense that since Naruto's become Hokage, they're in a time of peace or less aggressive time or whatever, so ninja are not as active as they used to be. So maybe she's not burning as many calories as she's eating, yada yada yada, but why make her fat? I mean, it just seemed kind of spiteful. And I think someone else, I've talked to other people who said the same thing. It's like, it seemed unnecessary. There was no good explanation for it, like out of the blue, you know. Get the tail right there. Ultimately, I think, personally, I would have ended the stories a bit different. Doesn't mean that I think it would have been better. It just, for my own personal tastes, I would have done things differently. I'm glad he seems to be pleased with the story and how it ended, so that's great. That's really all that matters, is that he's happy with it. So, well, if you hung out this long, congratulations, props, I'm impressed. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and if you guys like these vlogs, I can do more. If not, you know, there's other things I'd like to talk about, like artwork and originality and fan art, and, you know, kind of go on a lot of that stuff, but, you know, it's up to you guys. Well, I hope you have a good one, and thanks for tuning in. Bye. You come down here and say hi? You go down here and say hi? Well, f*** you too then.